It is dawn of the final day of Game Over Cancer 2023. If you take a look at those donos there, it is $2,405.66 donated so far this week. Fantastic job. If you want to make that number go bigger, you know what to do. We're targeting towards at least 2,500 if you look at that slider bar. So lots of donos have come in. We've had lots of fantastic runs over the course of this week, and we've got another jam-packed day for you folks. Coming up now, we have got NooblarGaming playing yet another fantastic entry in the Mega Man franchise. Of course, we have got a... let's see, this one is Rockman World. So switching from the Mega Man naming convention and switching from the numbered naming convention, we've got Rockman World V or Rockman World 5. NooblarGaming, why don't you tell us a bit about this?
Happy Sunday, everyone. By the way, Rockman World 5 is the fifth and likely the final installment of Mega Man for the Game Boy before they shifted to something like Mega Man Extreme 2. This is a really amazing game, and probably the only Mega Man Game Boy that didn't have recycled Robot Masters, which we'll see later on in the run. So yeah, hope everyone have a good time watching.
I'm Manix86. I'll be here commentating for Noobler. Hope everybody enjoy. You ready, Noobler?
Yep, ready.
Okay.
Give us a countdown.
Sure. You go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play Mega Man 5. Alright, so we start as Star Droids, and particularly we're going to different planets. We're going to Neptune first, and a little bit of background story is the Star Droids that have been built can't be defeated by the standard buster that Mega Man normally has, so he's been built this special Mega Arm, and you'll notice the charge shots are not what you're used to. It's actually like a fist that goes back and forth, and at first it takes some time getting used to, but it's actually quite an amazing weapon once you get a handle of it, because you can hit an enemy one way and you can hit it again coming back in some cases. And we're starting here on a ship. This is actually a really complicated screen because of the oscillation. It's hard to optimize it, but we're through. The first thing you probably notice is how beautiful for a Game Boy game this game is. It was part of the few games that were part of the Super Game Boy Advanced title, just as the new consoles were being released. So what we do have to compose with, though, is a lot of lag because of how pretty it is. So Noobler will be killing certain enemies, or even just avoiding killing them sometimes. Like this explosion makes the lag a little bit. Taking intentional damage boosts here on the geysers to skip all the next screens. Coming up is a 2-framer. Let's see if you get it. Aw, run is ruined.
Possible 3-frame jump?
Yeah, I say 2, Cab says 3, it's probably 2, it's probably 3, yeah. Anyway, you can jump on that ladder without falling down just as you're coming out of the sliding animation. Here we have no choice, we do have to wait. I'm gonna do a little charge shot here and I kill this buster, and once the fist touches Mega Man again, it's our cue to jump over just as the geyser turns off. So there's a lot of little cues that we can use throughout the game. Coming up is one little scary jump here. We'll see how Nooper decides to do. He doesn't have a lot of HP. Yeah, decided to wait. A wise choice, I assume. It's possible to kill that bird while it's exploding, actually jump under it and damage boost through the geyser, but living is good. Alright, this is Neptune, and one particular thing about this game is it's actually faster to do half charges for 2 damage than full charges for 3. So as you can see, he's actually doing small half charges from really close when he can for damage.
Yeah, you shredded that first boss. Speaking of shredding things, we're tearing things up already this morning. We've got a donation from JPHPUE, $25 USD. Says, let's go Noobler, busting some of your Uranus. Also, good luck on the final day to everyone, and thanks again for a wonderful event. Also, Manix, nice voice. And he said that I can choose where that incentive donation goes, so we're just gonna give Ghouls and Ghosts a bigger lead.
Good choice.
Yeah. Every time JP does a marathon event, I donate a nice shirt to him, code of his friend. No.
Well, thanks for the dono, as always. Anybody else want to get in on that? It goes to a fantastic cause.
We're headed to Mercury. This is actually one of my favorite songs. The only unfortunate thing about music in this game is actually the looping of the songs is a little bit short. That was part of fitting everything in a couple megabytes cartridge.
Oh my god.
So Noobler tried I don't know if it's frame perfect, but it's that 4-tile jump with lag and killing the barrel. It's a really hard thing. We only discovered it probably like a month ago, and we always said we'll try it once. If not, we'll do the wait. There we go. So the Neptune bubble it's an arc weapon, so it shoots in the directions that you hold your D-pad. And it's pretty powerful. It does use a lot of weapon energy though, so we're actually trying to be careful with how much we use. The entire run, not just this stage, is routed a lot around this weapon. So we're taking an intentional damage boost here from the little blade. This is so we can skip one cycle of this up and down cycle. We used to wait a third cycle here, so this is actually something that Noobler discovered while playing Buster Only. He was like, this is too slow, I want to be faster. So it was cool that it just translated directly into Buster Only. So now he's out of Neptune. As you can see, it's still a pretty powerful weapon. He killed an 8-shot enemy with 3 quick items. So actually, Noobler is actually one of the few any percent players that actually plays some levels Buster Only, because it's only like a second or two difference, and he's so good at Buster Only that he does that anyway. Alright, we're already into the Mercury boss. This boss is very simple. So every time you hit him, if he has even or odd HP, depends on if he does this either long or slow animation. So we're just going to switch between some long charges and some short charges to ensure he has the least amount of splitting possible, because we can't damage him while he's splitting. One thing you need to be careful about this boss is if you let him up for too long, he sort of takes his hand out and throws out projectiles. And he can steal items from you. He can steal HP, he can steal weapon energy if you have a weapon on. He can even steal E-tanks and stuff. So like it's something that you can get messed up, especially in the second half of refights. Like, oh, you just stole my E-tank, dude. Good job, Noobler.
I messed up that last charge shot.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, the damage was done at that point.
Yeah.
And just like that, we have got another donation coming in. This one is from Mr. Cab55. It's another cool 25 USD. Mr. Cab says, easy devil or easiest devil? Mr. Cab, let us know in the chat where you want that incentive money to go towards. Again, we're looking at the original Mega Man 7 OST or Ghouls and Ghosts, which has a handy lead.
Mr. Cab is one of the pioneers of this speed run, and still, every time you talk to him about this game, it's like he's as happy about the game as he is from day one. Like his passion for this game is just crazy, and it's definitely contagious. I grew up learning this game with Cab, and every time we have to showcase this game, it's like, hey, Mr. Cab's in the chat. It just shows up. There's a song with a lot of obscene language that we can't use here, but or let's just say that the song is about how the lag is terrible in this stage, and as you can see, it is. So clearing certain enemies will be important. Here we got the first, what I call the gumball machine. So unfortunately, we have to wait for platforms. We're gonna switch after a couple hits to. Wait, let me. I got caught by this before. He doesn't switch yet. There we go. He is gonna switch eventually to a weapon.
Yeah, depending on if I mess up this next trick.
Mars to stage. Everybody hates the lagging Mars to stage. Na, 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 na. All right, we're gonna take a couple of intentional damage boosts here, and they're actually pretty precise. Like this next one, you have to hit the little projectile that comes out at the top. Oh, missed it. Actually, that works too. You can also jump over that missile and take a damage boost from the left, but now we're arguing if it's actually faster than just going through it like that. Alright, so now we're pretty low HP, so what are we gonna do? This is this part can be a little bit scary because the tiles are short and you can accidentally slide in this game, so good job not doing that. A couple Neptune shots on the lottery machine. Those actually turn around and throw balls at you. I call them those little gambling things that mixes the balls. Here's Mars. So we're gonna throw some Neptunes and then we'll go in the middle and just kind of jump over his projectiles and just keep hitting him, and we should be done just before the last projectile. There you go.
Finally got that stupid gacha machine kill.
Yeah. You made that stage look really nice, and I know you don't use Mercury, so I was like, I forgot that this was one of the Buster only. It's possible to kill enemies and heal up with the Mercury weapon to make it a little bit safer, but it's also a bit laggier.
Yeah, and also the refills also cost a bit more time, so I'm not even sure if this current strat is faster since I'm not really the timer kind of guy, so
Yeah, we'll get Mr. Cat to look at it. And just like that, we got 3 weapons. We got the Photon Missile, which is sort of a really powerful missile that's delayed, and the fact that it is delayed will actually be really important. And I'm just going to stop talking here. We're just going to listen to a little bit of the Venus because it's got a special tone to it. So if anybody can whistle this, you're good. Beep, beep, beep. I see Tremaine in the chat also. Tremaine is like held all world records of Game Boy Mega Mans at some point. And a bunch of us decided to tell him, nope, not anymore. But still helpful in the community, as always. Right, so these waterfalls, you can't hold on to anything. Alright. I hope everybody had time to whistle and chant. I guess I should keep saying stuff again. These little birds, they look inoffensive, but if they touch you, they teach you what real eye really is. And hopefully we won't see that, but they were literally put there to slow you down, and the game decided that the slowdown effect is going to be just create the most amount of lag possible to make it feel slow. This bubble traps you, but as long as we can go on there, just as the waterfall ends, that's good. We'll jump into over this one. Oh, you can kill it. Interesting. Worst room of the game, according to Cab, but it's not that hard. You just need to be really perfect and not die. There we go. Here's several waterfalls. We'll just let them go past and then try to go fast and beat them all. There we go. All these charge shots and stuff are actually pretty precise. Like beating the crab before the bubble traps you is pretty tight. And we're gonna switch to the Mars missile, which is the Photon missile, sorry, which is Venus's weakness. So we're hoping for low jumps here. but Venus can also jump high, and there are also bubbles that will be left on the screen to create a lot of lag. So we can actually intentionally get hit into them to get rid of lag. 2 highs and a low, or something like that. That's about what he wants to give you every time. It's pretty rare
that was
that
a
he
good
gives
enough
you only
pattern.
low. Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty rare that he gives you only low. All right, so we got a bit of cutscene here. If we have any donations or plugs, now's a great time.
No fresh donos, but as always, people listening, you have the opportunity to change that at any time. Open those wallets.
Or
Yeah,
the
I couldn't
PayPal
talk
accounts.
earlier, but yeah, shout out to Mr. Cab and Tremaine. Those two are really great Mega Man 5 speedrunners. And they teach me a lot of tricks in this game too. So yeah.
We also see KLM and Stahlbolzen, which are have also run some Game Boy Mega Man.
Yes, Mr. Bolzen. Also in the chat. I saw it earlier.
So many people. JP, who is a master of sliding and rolling, but in different games. Rayo as well. Got a good crowd.
Yep. So yeah, this is the obligatory first cutscene of the game where we cannot skip it, and it lasts longer in the English version. Like, I can't remember how many seconds it is.
This is Terra. Terra needs a haircut. He's just gonna be like, haha, you'll be stuck here forever, and pits you against Dark Moon, aka the Devil Fight from Mega Man, the famous boss that splits from one side to side. Now, I know a lot of the top guys on the chat are looking for the one cycle, but this game is actually, to my personal knowledge, the hardest one cycle devil ever. Only 2 people have ever done it in a run. And, even practicing it is really hard, but you can be like at a pixel perfect close to the eye and shoot a missile so that it hits it as soon as it's come out, so you don't have to wait till it moves forward. And while you're throwing these missiles, you're jumping up and down and wiggling to the projectiles coming out of his eye. It is extremely hard. This is what we just saw is the easiest way to do it. That is still quite fast. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Tremaine. Yeah.
Tremaine says it's 27 seconds for the difference between English and JP version of the cutscenes.
This Dr. Wily is like, help, help, I'm on fire. It's like, dude, I'm a speedrunner. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. He's like, but. You can buy a safety W tank. I know you don't buy it there, Noobler, but all these little P8 chips that you carry over are music. And what isn't this the best rush? Like you can jet, you can marine, you can fly. This has to be the best rush. Although the Mega Man 11 rush is also pretty powerful. Alright, so now we're on a second set of planets. We are going to Pluto. Arguably my top 3 of songs on this game. And we meet Mr. Shield here. Does the most damage in the game, even though he's like a defensive enemy. He'll just take 2/3 of your health. Don't worry about it. So this is where we're going to start seeing a combination of the Mega Western. We're also going to reintroduce the Neptune bubble soon. And much like it is into the second half stages of classic Mega Man games, your weapons no longer refill as of this point when you clear a stage. So ammo is counted, and we're even going to be happy if we get some extra drops that help out, not worry about ammo. But I know that Noobler has very meticulously routed this run that he doesn't need to rely on random drops, although I'm sure he still appreciates them. Yeah. Going back on Buster here, these enemies take 4 hits, so we have to wait. Let's go for the girder. Nope. We're just gonna run straight into the dude.
Ah, man.
And just like that,
Yeah,
you lose
one
your whole
pixel
health
to
from
shoot.
2 hits. That's Mega Man. That's Rockman for you. So also you probably have noticed by now, but the enemies do about the same amount of damage that you'd expect from a lot of enemies in Mega Man, but your life bar is so much shorter. You have much less amount of HP. So a 3-hit damage on Game Boy feels like a 5-hit on Nintendo. Yeah. So that's what was supposed to happen. But the good news is now you have a lot of HP, you just don't have a lot of lives. This stage is really, really hard to optimize. There's a lot of lag, there's a lot of really difficult optimal jumps. And speaking of optimal, this is Proto. And you can give you a random drop from healing to single weapon energy to a life. Or an E-Tank. I think you got an E-Tank.
Yep, give me an E-Tank.
Yeah, that's not bad. You can also get an S-Tank, which refills all your weapons, which... At that point, it's not too bad, but later in the... This fight is really hard. So, why this single cycle is so hard is because... when you hit with the Mercury weapon, these little health pellet comes out that gravitate around, but you can't have too many on screen, otherwise you can't shoot your weapon. So you actually have to time your hits, dodge Pluto's attacks, and actually intentionally pick up the orb so you can keep shooting. So it is possible to kill Pluto at the top left with only 1 HP.
Yeah, I messed up the jump there. So I got hit and I couldn't do the one shot on the left side. So I had to wait it out.
Yeah, just any little slight mismovement and it's over.
Yep.
Oh, looks like
Now
he
we got
got
the break.
Wario's shoulder charge from Wario Land games, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, we've had another $20 donation come in. This one comes in from thisisme_gaming. Says, I'm broke, but I can't not donate to Game Over Cancer. Plus, that GameCube controller looks amazing, and I want it. And of course, this money is also going towards the Ghouls and Ghosts incentive. So, thank you, me, for $20, despite being broke.
Keep on donating. Maybe reconsider the broke part, though. This is the Jupiter stage, and as you can see, this is the break dash, and the break dash does carry its name really well. We're completely breaking the game. So, when you, the particularity of the dash is when you're being released or in the dash, you have some iframes, so you can literally pass through enemies. And the thing that's important to know about the dash is the longer you charge it, the further you go, but it wastes a lot of energy, pardon me. So we're actually going to make sure that we do short slides most of the time that are not charged, except this one, so we can go a bit further. That can be a scary jump, but we're through. And the checkpoint is right after, that's like the worst. Right. So a lot of my enemies here actually do a lot of damage, or they just waste a lot of time. So this break dash actually saves quite a bit of time in this stage. I'd be curious to see what it was Buster only, but I'm assuming it's low compared to the break dash strats. Alright, here we have a little split. We can go up or we could go down because Noobler likes to make me happy and go down. It's a tiny bit faster to go down, but it's very, very dangerous because you have to do a dash just as you're falling into the spikes. Not an easy thing. Alright, just like that with the Jupiter fight. This fight is hard to optimize, so you're just going to fly in the air and sort of chase you around based on your position, but there's also ice on the ground. And if you're Not perfect enough. He's gonna stop and do these little attacks. And we can make it. Okay, it's gonna be a 3 cycle. Ideally 2 cycle, but 3 is good. A fast 3 is
Messed up the
average.
initial. Didn't get the slide.
A lot of the quick kills for these fights are like if you don't do it from the start, it's over. We're getting through. We're getting through.
Yeah.
Now we get one of
most
the
of
great
the-
weapons. Go ahead.
Most of the scary stages are already done, so hopefully the next one doesn't screw me over. Pretty much.
Now we got the electric shock, or the Jupiter beam, as I like to call it. This weapon is one of the most powerful weapons in a lot of Mega Man games, in my opinion. So it shoots a beam in front of you. It's very powerful. You can hold it, or you can just tap it for short enemy use. But it also serves as a shield, so you can literally start sliding and use it in front of you as a shield. And some players use it for all of this stage. Noobler, being the Buster Master that he is, he chooses to go Buster for like, what is it, 3/4 of the stage maybe or so? Yeah. These enemies are all made to lag you, especially this one at the top. Oh, I know you wanted to just show it off. Yeah. So we call him
messed
the
up the
lag
slide.
clock. The lag clock. Because he looks like a clock for me. Yeah. So also you probably noticed there's gravity change. So Noobler has to do light or heavy jumping based on what that's doing. But the stage is actually beautifully designed that you can do it like without thinking too much. Like they weren't really mean about it. They're like, it looks obvious when you need to do a short hop or a long jump. Also the music of the stage. Whew. So here we're going to see a little bit of the electric shock as well as for the boss. So the goal of this stage is basically try not stopping as much as possible. And it actually breaks the projectile of that little enemy right there that allows us to do that jump. Alright, so Saturn. You can do two things. You can either jump in the air and sort of do this time freeze, or you can just slide across and be nice. And he slid across and was nice. He was about to do his shield, but Noobler won't let us see it. So one cool thing about that boss, he take out a warp shield of some kind, and if you actually do a charge buster shot on him while he's doing it, it swallows Mega Man's Mega Arm, and like his arm is gone. You can't shoot for like 5 seconds.
And that's a really neat detail with that fight.
It's like playing Portal 2, you know, your arm goes through the portal and then it just goes somewhere else that we don't know. And then it comes back. Now we got the black hole bomb, which will be used a few times, and also a really important glitch that we'll explain a little bit later. Probably the laggiest weapon in the game, honestly. I don't think it. Now, pronounce it as you want, but we're going to Uranus. And I really love the theme of the song versus the theming of the stage. I think it's like a match made in heaven. I'm going to wait intentionally there so the roller puts us down and we can grab the large refill with a jump. It's very hard to, it's possible to do it without waiting, but it's very hard. So we're going to see a lot of different enemies that we've seen before. The monkeys, the birds, the seals. Here we're going to switch to Rush. A few times that we're actually going to use Rush Jet, or Rush Coil, pardon me. Wow. And these eddies, they can drop really good items. And we used to rely on them, but because Noobler did the Buster only parts, he doesn't have to worry about Eddie. And you don't have to worry about it when you get a random drop like that. Those are the best ones, where you don't have to switch weapons, it falls right in front of you. Beat the bullet, beat the bullet! Yeah, you did. too fast. We're gonna do a couple drops. It looks scary, but you just have to hold left until you fall. There we go. Another Sphinx, which will be done exactly the same way. And here, this little room with the bird looks really difficult, but if you just do the right thing, you're fine. Which is that. This room is hard not to get a hit. Good job. That was pretty slick last room. Alright, Uranus. I don't know if you're gonna do it, but I'm gonna be watching. Alright, so we're gonna do the normal kill, which is basically you Pluto into him, and because of your just standing, he's rocking back and forth mini dashes to kill him. It's kind of an awkward weapon to fight a boss with, but that boss doesn't move too much that it's easy to hit him. And just like that, we're done the 8 star droids, and we're headed into the best stage of the game, which is not that one. It's terrifying. We're going to fight Terra, and Terra still didn't get a haircut. And the Deep Digger weapon, very, very good choice of item, weapon name. There's some questionable weapon names in these ones. Alright, so what we're going to do is pick up the weapon we just got, and we're going to dig out these rocks from the ground and throw them at Terra. And we're going to sort of grab them in a position where Mega Man's foot is still on the edge of another block so that you don't fall down into the little cracks. There's one, there's two, and if we cross the half of the screen, that was actually... I could never do this. I don't know how you guys do it. If you cross the same screen as Terra, sort of jumps in the air and teleports to the other side, so it's just an annoying fight once it drags on. Good job. Pretty solid pre-station. I don't know who would ever own a space station that we're about to head to, but now we got the laser, the spark chaser, sorry. Sort of aims on enemies, but it aims on enemies. Not that useful. It's so slow, like every enemy is faster than the laser. What's that? Is that an air balloon? Are we having a festival? I don't know. Oh, is that Majin? Is this a Dragon Ball? No. It's Skull. Oh no. Was it really Wily all along? Again?
Oh my god, it's Wily.
Oh my god. JP, why didn't you tell us? This is actually pretty cool animation for Game Boy. Like the shooting. Mega Man 4 on Game Boy also has some awesome cutscenes. So now, how do we save the world? We save the world with... Now we're gonna actually play a level and we control Rush. And the music is fun. It's an auto-scroller, but you just don't think about that in this moment. Just enjoy that you can throw pellets out of Rush's mouth. And usually you do it at the beat of the music, if you can. I know you tried, So these little space mets, we're gonna have to fight. They spawn from everywhere. They take a full charge and a single shot to kill. And we're trying to hopefully group them. Oh, I missed the double. This screen is actually terrible. I insisted a while back I had the world record because I got really good mets. That was the only reason. Alright, so now we got these big beams to dodge. Fortunately for us, they're static. They're always the same. Are you gonna try the new strats?
Yeah, I'm gonna try the 3 cycle.
Yeah, so for a long time, we only thought that recycling the boss was only possible with the task. But Noobler has recently worked on this and figured out a way to do it RTA that's not too bad, so we'll see if he gets it. So he actually intentionally boosts through the laser instead of waiting for the laser to finish, and it gives him extra time to throw in extra shots. As you can see, he only has 5 HP. I thought it was a pretty cool strat. It's very difficult because the problem is your health carries into the other fight. So like if you miss it, you get that beat. And there you have to intentionally go into the middle. Really cool showcase. Thanks for doing that. You don't do the middle shot, basically. You do 2 charge shots. But I know the task can do charge, single charge, which is... It's task. That was like one of the only obligatory weapon... Wait, it's not that one. It's another one later. But yeah, there's all weapons are really important in this stage. And especially the break dash. And we don't have a lot of it for now. This is Anchor, the Mega Man killer from Dr. Wily's Revenge. So if you played all the other Game Boy games, you're going to see a couple of refights. They're all trying to kill Mega Man. They're designed to kill Mega Man. That's a really cool strat, doing half charge into single into half and turning. Really, really, really good anchor. And of course, it's not a Mega Man game without some blind drops. Here we got a couple of refills that are important. Oh, you're actually taking just one. So here's a cool thing. The break dash works sort of like the flash on Mega Man 4. It's on a timer when you're standing. So if you constantly slide, you can actually keep your iframes for a long period. That's how he was able to go through that enemy, even though we casted it like 3 seconds before. I always forget this person's name. It's Quint, the Mega Man from the future. And boy, now that we know the future, I'm glad that we're not playing Mega Man 11 with a pogo.
Always mess up that fight so bad. Recently, I don't know why.
Yeah, the hitbox is a little awkward because it's a bit higher than what the shape of the head actually looks like. Now here's the mandatory block break. There we go. There's an E-tag there, really easy to get if you're playing for the first time. You want extra HP. All these screens. It's actually you can reduce lag by throwing Neptune bubble at the birds, but it's really hard to do, and I don't know if it saves that much time. RT. Here's Punk. Punk is the Mega Man 3 killer. Oh, sick! He did the damage list fight. Nice.
Yeah,
That
the
is really
positioning
hard
right.
to do. Yeah, the positioning to do that, to be able to jump next to Punk while not getting hit by the blade is very precise. So Noobler's been really awesome for this game, finding out these little subtle... They look subtle, but they actually save a lot of time because everything lags in this game, so it's like the faster you kill something, the better. Before all the lags kicks in. Speaking of lag, this is Cell. I mean, it's not Cell, it's Valid or Belade, whatever you want. And also damageless. It's like you've played this game before. We got one last little pit drop here, and yeah, there's a spike right at the end. Just like that, we're going to refights. And refights are more or less everything we just saw, so we got some time here for our last jet donations or whatnot, if there's any.
Nothing new, but we are only $25, well, 24 and some cents away from that $2,500 goal, if anybody wants to make that happen.
Please do. Alright, so this is the fight I was saying that you can get your E-Tank stolen. This is a little bit of a new fight, actually. So, The thing about the Saturn weapon is you can't shoot one until it's off screen, but you can switch to another weapon and back it, and sort of deletes the animation. Cast it again. Here's Pluto. Same fight. I think we start a little bit different place. That was not bad. I mean, you missed the... Wow, you actually used the laser. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah. The way you do it. So I'm used to doing it clockwise. You do it counterclockwise. So one particular thing about oh no, you had to show it. So if you're too far from this boss and you cast an attack, you'll start shaking the screen and cause, again, lag. Right, this is Saturn. We'll see what pattern you get this time. Okay, you got the bad one. So when he goes up there, it's the bad one. So we're 1 for 1 for Saturn. Just a couple more. Mars, we'll do a little bit different fight since we're already on Jupiter and he breaks projectiles. We're just gonna spam our Jupiter right in front of him. There we go. We just have 2 more. We are going to go to Venus first. And we're maybe it's the same fight, so we're waiting for low jumps. Man, you got triple low. That was nice.
Yeah, that's a really great pattern there.
Cheating as always. I know. Alright, now we have a second chance. Not icy. And I'd argue that it's probably harder without the... Can't do this natural slide while you're trying to do other inputs. 2 cycles, not bad. Alright, so now we got a whole bunch of refills and tanks before the final fight. And it's a little bit unfortunate for speedruns, is we refill certain weapons, but then we fall down and our friend Proto comes, and he sometimes gives us an S-tank, which fills up all your weapons anyway. And it's a free 13-second loss if you get it. So let's not get it.
It's the scam or no scam. Oh, no scam this time. Cool.
Oh, nice. Also, you have 0 lives, just so you know. I know sometimes it's hard to...
Yeah. I wanted to show the special kill on Uranus, but I didn't have an extra life, so I had to take it safe.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is the Wild Machine Part 1, the arms. So we're trying to 2-cycle them using Neptunes and Busters. Should be okay. There we go. The half charge. So this is one of the strats we implemented that not required any refills, because usually we would use all Neptunes on this fight. One of the few optimizations. Alright, now we got the second arm, which is a... The first part looks the same, but after the fists come down, it will open up and chase you around and try to pick you up. And we're actually going to use that animation to keep the arm on screen as long as possible. And we're sort of going to do these wiggle shots, and perfect. And we also want to end on the right side as possible, so that was pretty solid.
At least I got that kill.
Yep. So this is the second phase of Wily. And we're going to use a break dash. And what the break dash is going to allow us to do is get into the machine a little bit, a few pixels. And what that will allow us to do is actually use the black hole to actually get inside the machine and just hit the hitbox that normally comes out. Well, never comes out, that you have to kill with an explosion normally. But yeah, that fight is really long. And also it skips the third phase, which is like a little spaceship with a spike wall. So yeah, so it's not only fast for second phase, but it skips the third phase altogether. I'd say that strat saves like almost, it's probably like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah, the second fight it takes so long.
Yeah. This is Sunstar, right? Or Sun God? I always forget. Sunstar.
Sunstar on the English version and Sun God on the Japanese. I'm not sure why it's different.
Yeah. Anyway, he was designed to kill Mega Man, but the ship happened to be in the way. But of course, Wily's ship is indestructible, so it just has a few cracks. This boss has only 1 HP. Time is coming up soon, by the way, when the last hit happens and Sunstar holds its busted arm. Everything does 1 damage, so what do? We use a little bit of Pluto that we have to skip some phases. So every phase will break the floor like that with the fire shot. Alright, 1 more phase. This one is sort of do like a little spike ball that you have to dodge. And you also gotta hit him at the peak of his jump before he does the rain. Oh. Okay, we're gonna use a safety tank. Great call, we're not repeating that scenario. Alright. Try that again.
Oh man.
Yeah, that jump is it's really hard. You gotta touch him just at the feet. He's like, I'm done. I'm just gonna use something else. There we go. And time.
Oh my god, I messed up that fight again.
Yeah, that's our kryptonite in marathons. This fight.
Heck of a good time. You came in 10 minutes short of your estimate. That is impressive.
So it's like a 50 flat, something like that.
Yep, 55 estimate.
Yeah, I mean 55 estimate is no joke. In certain spots that you avoided is like a minute and a half time loss.
Yep, every death usually lasts for 1 minute or so.
Yeah, so the deaths you did have were actually not that bad. Well, GG Noobler.
Yeah, GG indeed.
Thank you for having me in this marathon. This is pretty much a redemption run for me since my Pixel for People run had the same estimate and I went overestimate on that one, so I'm pretty happy with this run at least.
Yeah, I mean, not many people can even beat this game. The fact that you did it and you showcased some stuff that only you've applied so far in runs too, so I thought it was a nice showcase for the experienced runners as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool showcase. I get to see some cool stuff just sitting here and watching it. I know the audience had to have loved this. Freaking gorgeous game for a Game Boy game. Like, this is some good-looking Mega Man.
This is a really amazing Mega Man game. I encourage everyone to at least play it once, even casually. It's a really good game.
And if you play it on Super Game Boy, you can actually apply the colors, or if you play on a game, you can actually have some really great colors.
Yeah, agreed, Rimstar Cap. This is the best Game Boy game for me. It's as well.
Well, we appreciate Mega Man's best beard you'll ever see. And shoutouts Noobler.
Yeah, by the way, shoutouts to the Mega Man community. They've been really helpful with runs, not just the Game Boy games, but all the Mega Man games in general. And also shout out to Team Salami as usual. Really get some good support from everyone from that team, and yeah. Thank you also for GOC for having me here to showcase this run. Much appreciated for that one as well.
Thank
and also
you.
Manix for commentating as well. so I
Wow.
could concentrate on the run. Since this is a really difficult one.
Yeah, I'm just happy that someone reminded me that we were Saturday. Okay.
And thank you, Nooblar, for bringing this to us, for showing off an incredible run. And of course, yeah, thank you, Manix, for the commentary. You folks both did great. You brought in some donations during your run, which was fantastic. Good little chunk of change there. You had 3 donations come in.
Oh, thank you
which
for the
is
donators.
certainly impressive. Up next, we have got more Mega Man, as folks might expect from this sort of the final Mega Man block of the run. I mean, there's more Mega Man throughout the day, but this is a solid chunk of it. We have got Stallballs and SC2 running Mega Man X2 coming up next. That's going to be good. And then followed by that's going to be Mega Man X3. We'll talk more about that once Stalbosen's run is done. But yeah, for folks who like the Mega Man franchise, you are in for a good time.